It's Monday, November 8th, 2021. Back here in the studio talking about Eternals, brand new MCU flick. Let's break it down. This is Mostly Superheroes. Hello and welcome to Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on live-action superhero stuff. I'm your host, Logan, back here again in the basement, St. Louis, Missouri, coming off hot off a movie. Can't wait to talk about it. Give it up for this guy. It's Scotty Scoop.
What's up, fellas?
Orange, you glad you saw Eternals?
Yes.
That's for our YouTube and Facebook
I am.
watchers right there. You look great, Scotty.
Hey, thanks.
Welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Doing okay. You had a pretty good weekend, I know for a fact, because you saw this movie with us.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there?
The whole thing.
All of it.
Well,
all of
we
it.
missed the first minute.
Except for the opening crawl.
Except for the beginning of the movie.
Right.
Which who would have thought would be kind of important.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I love your Mostly Superheroes merch. It's looking very fresh.
Got it. Yep.
Very orange. I love the color. And you got a
Rocking
matching hat?
Yeah, I got it right there. Little Mountain Hardware.
What's Mountain Hardware?
It's like a outdoorsy, like mountain climbing
It's like REI
apparel. Yeah.
but it's like,
Okay.
Is it more local?
No, it's national.
Wow. Did you know about
Yeah.
this?
Never heard of it.
It's the good stuff.
It's the good stuff.
There we go.
Well, this guy knows about the good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I love his X-Men shirt today. Is the Giggler.
Magneto. Yep. We're basically the same person.
Yeah, and this is your series of shirts, of superhero shirts you're outlining for us, and this one's Magneto over the X-Men logo. It's very red, and I love it.
Thank you. I know it really brought me back to the comic book look, so I was like, this is a buy.
Yes, and
Count
then
me in.
the hat, is that Arch Apparel? STL?
I think this is
Series
I
6?
think it is Arch Apparel, actually.
We have a couple like big St.
yeah,
Louis
yeah.
brand companies.
Yeah, this is Arch Apparel.
Arch Apparel, looking good, looking fresh.
Thank you. So are you. I really love that Thanos that you got on there.
I brought it back. Yeah, I've wore this Thanos sweater before, and I'm just gonna say it. There's a tie to Eternals,
Yeah.
and I thought, why not?
I thought that's
Topical.
what you were doing there.
What isn't that a great? That was a great tease.
I
Yeah.
thought that's what you were doing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, man. Well, you two, welcome back. We got a jam-packed episode today. We're featuring some fans. We got some news to highlight. We got a packed Whatchu Watching and a big feature for the meat. We're talking about Eternals, brand new MCU flick with a brand new story. First up, let's talk about our fan mail.
Fan mail.
We always feature fans first on Mostly Superheroes, and we'd love to feature your voice. Give us a call at 754-CALL-LOG, 754-225-5564. And yes, we have a voicemail later in the episode. Yes, we're not going to do it now. We're saving it because this person listened to us. I swear, they listened to the episode, and what did we say? We said, call us ahead of when we record, and you tell us what you think of Eternals. We had someone do that. So we're going to include it in our review. We cannot wait. But first up from Facebook, we had a friend, a fan, Jen and Aaron, good friends of ours, shared us out on their Facebook. They said, listen to episode 43 of Mostly Superheroes podcast, Spider-Man 2, and the introduction of Scotty Scoop. Check out the podcast and join in the fun. Thank you, Jen.
Felt like so long ago.
Yeah, we were just talking about how a simple text about Spider-Man 2 spiraled into, this is what, your fourth episode in a row.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job, Scotty. But Jen noticed that's your premiere episode. You're gonna have to we'll have to get you like a poster from that episode for you to take home or something.
My origin story.
Season 2, episode 43, Scotty Scoop's origin story. Hell yeah. Jen, Aaron, appreciate you guys listening to the show, supporting us all the time. And guys, our next piece of fan mail is very, very special. Big announcement. We have a new line of merch to show you right now. Yeah, that's right. Carrie, our creative president of Mostly Superheroes, has designed and put forward a brand new fall lineup right in time for the holidays. New Mostly Superheroes merch coming at you right now with a brand new store, actually. We're adding to our stores now, so you might be familiar. We've used TeePublic in the past. Not going anywhere. TeePublic's fantastic. We really found out that we really love their knick-knack merch that we get from Mostly Superheroes. The mugs, the stickers, the magnets. None of that's going away. We're going to keep it. But for the clothes, we actually have a new storefront that is called Bonfire. You might be aware of these guys. They're an online store. They help you with handing the facilitating of getting clothes to your audience. Really nice, smart design, and we're excited to share it with you right now. An exclusive look at our new fall lineup. Giggler, are you ready?
I'm not ready,
Yeah,
but
drum roll.
Let's go.
Drum roll, please. First up, here we go. New merch store, new designs, new styles. First up, we have...
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. It's called Metal. Check it out. We have a Mostly Superheroes logo, a spin on our look and feel. We tease this out with our Halloween pumpkin. And you may not have even known that. We call that a little Mostly Superheroes Easter egg, and this is what it looks like. Rock, for you metalheads out there, it's our metal collection. You can wear this to concerts. You can wear it to festivals. It's a hard look at the Mostly Superheroes logo for you metal fans. That's right. We have the retro look at Mostly Superheroes. Look at this. A bubbly, fun, classic, color-filled Mostly Superheroes logo, but a little bit bubbly, a little curvy, a little bit. It makes you feel like you're...
Yeah.
What do you feel when you look at that, Scotty?
I feel nostalgia.
Yes.
On vacation,
Yeah, it almost is like vacation.
Yeah.
which I am. So this is, give me that right now. Do you have any lying around that I can try on?
Some beach vibes.
The good news is these clothes are available for purchase right now.
Whoa.
Yes,
baby.
these are available, and we're not done. This one's retro. This is our college look. That's right. We took that college branding. We got Mostly Superheroes for you. You like that college university look? That's for you. Another version of the retro. Here it is on a t-shirt. We're giving you a nice look here. If you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, you're getting a very, very good look at all of our new designs. Here's the college one on a nice tee with the nice pinstripes on the sleeves.
Sleeves.
That's right. And of course, we have our Mostly Superheroes OG design, always
Classic.
available. That's what you're wearing right now, Scotty.
Classic.
The classic, and then also mostly outlined. That's the one where you get to pick the outlined version, transparent, Mostly Superheroes. Put on any color you want. That's the beautiful thing about this new storefront is there's plenty of options, and this is why we made the big move, actually. Bonfire has plenty of unique variations and takes on the designs that we've showed you here today, and the truth is, too, if you look at this and you're like, I really don't see what I'm looking for, I'm more of a purple guy, but I want this logo, guess what? We take custom requests now.
Nice.
Because Bonfire allows us to quickly move in a custom look and feel, and you can do it at our website at mostlysuperheroes.com/merch. That's right. The new lineup is here just in time for the holidays. I mean, if you're wondering what to get your dad, your mom, your friends, don't look any further. You just found it. You can get all sorts of new clothes. What do you guys think? Andy, what's your reaction to
I'm
the
so
lineup?
thankful for exactly what you just said, because everyone I know is getting all of this for Christmas. So you just made it much easier and much more beautiful.
I love it. That means your family is going to be just decked out for Christmas Day in Mostly Superheroes merch.
I can't wait. Thank you for making this available now as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. We wanted to do something cool ahead of season 3, launching here in January. The show is progressing, moving forward, and we know that the best way to support our favorite independent podcast, bands, anything that you're looking to support, why not wear it on your body? And now we wanted to give you some more variations, because not everybody might not want the OG design that Scott's wearing. Now you have a metal look, a college look, a retro look. And we love Bonfire. Way more options of t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, so many colors. And if there's a style and a combo that's not there, let us know at mostlysuperheroes.com/merch and get yours now.
I already see the one I want.
Yep.
I'm going to give it up for Carrie because she's a badass in our secret weapon.
Yeah. Nice job.
Carrie.
Hell yeah,
She's
baby.
really carrying us here.
She is carrying us here. Yeah, she gets that a lot. That joke gets said a lot usually when we're bringing in the groceries. I'm like, do you think you can get it all in one haul? And she's like, what's my name? That's right. All right, that's fan mail today. We wanted to share the new exciting lineup with you guys. We can't wait. Go check it out at mostlysuperheroes.com/merch. And with that, let's talk about some news.
News and rumors.
You may have heard Disney Day coming right around the corner. This is from Disney.com. The Walt Disney Company celebrates Disney Plus Day on November 12th to thank subscribers with new content, fan experiences, and more. This is the streaming premiere. They're going to show all sorts of titles coming to the platform. They've made some major announcements around how to watch this content. Scotty Scoop, had you heard about this day? I had not heard about this till today.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
It's,
I was like, what's Disney Plus Day?
I think they announced it about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, something like that.
Did they do this
Yeah.
last year?
No.
This is a first-time thing.
Yeah. I mean, how long has Disney Plus been around? It just launched last year, didn't it?
You know what? You're spot on. It's been like, 18 months maybe?
Yeah.
I feel like it came on like a few months before WandaVision.
Well, I think right before the pandemic is when it launched.
It's almost like they knew.
Yeah.
Disney's like, no. Okay, cool. So this is the first Disney Plus Day, and we have a ton of announcements here. Let's go ahead and go through the ones that we think we'll care about. First of all, you're gonna have a lot of new titles coming to your device right now. If you're a Disney Plus subscriber. First of all, if you're not, this is probably the biggest. Let's leave with the biggest. $199?
$199.
Is that right?
Unfortunately, I think that's only until the 14th.
Okay. So that's a limited time offer. So it's basically only through the weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
So starting November 12th on Friday through the 14th, you can get Disney Plus for $1.99 if you don't have it yet. I'm sure it's got to be the key.
For how long?
It's only a month, I believe.
Oh,
It's probably for your first month,
Yeah.
right? And then it'll get you up to whatever the $7 or $8.
$7.99, I think.
And with that also, so you got a deal on Disney Plus. We got some titles coming. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. Hell yeah, cannot wait. Jungle Cruise coming in. Scotty, I know you've seen that one.
Yeah, it's good.
Are you going to watch it again now on Disney Plus?
Absolutely.
And you're probably going to watch it with, don't want to skip some of these titles, but the other big announcement is you can get a lot of these in IMAX resolution, which means they're taking away those bars on you. If you have a TV that's compatible, you can now watch IMAX resolution, meaning like pretty much 40% more screen, 20, whatever it is,
27 or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
wow.
At your house.
Yeah.
So you're able to see like Jungle Cruise, and you got the whole live theater set up too.
Yeah, I do.
Andy?
Yes.
Super excited.
You excited for Jungle
I'm
Cruise?
so ready. I'm any movie like that, I'm in. If it's once it becomes free, like that's one I wouldn't see in theaters, but I'll happily throw that on a random day.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely more excited for Shang-Chi because I've been waiting to rewatch that for a while.
Yeah, me too. And Carrie's excited to watch it too, but I told her, like, we're in the middle of an MCU rewatch right now. And I'm like, I don't know if I can be
It's a
jumping.
tough decision, yeah.
I'm like, I think I just want to wait until we get there. We just watched Avengers yesterday.
Got a long way.
We got a ways to go. Some other titles to be aware of. They are bringing back a reboot of the original movie Home Alone, and it's called Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yeah.
So they're going to reimagine the popular holiday franchise. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if that needs to be done. I saw a picture of the kid. He looked cute, but is he gonna? If he's not gonna slap his cheeks with aftershave, I don't care.
Pass.
Bring that back. You also get a debut of favorite shorts from Walt Disney Animation Studios for you parents out there, or just people that love Frozen. Frozen Fever. We got Feast.
All right.
Paperman. We have a Mickey Mouse short called Get a Horse. An animated short called Ciao Alberto from Pixar. Looks like we have The World According to Jeff Goldblum coming back. We talked about that show. You guys like that one?
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a fun one. It's easy to watch. You ever seen it, Andy?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't taken much advantage of Disney Plus. I need to venture out.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's Jeff Goldblum like in a shoe factory.
He's doing in like how it's made. Like he really does a deep dive
He's
for
a great
20
man.
minutes on blue jeans.
Yes, exactly. Or bicycles.
Yeah.
Listen to him talk about anything, so I guess that's a good suggestion.
We also have Disney Plus Day fan celebration on Disney Plus, which will include breaking news, first looks, new trailers, exclusive clips, and all sorts of other things from Disney Plus creators and stars. This includes a special look at Marvel Studios. Looks like Marvel Studios will have some kind of feature giving a nice preview of the future to come. I mean, that'll be fun. All the stuff they put on. I don't know if you guys spend a lot of time in the Marvel Hub on Disney Plus, but they got the Legends show that gives you like quick little recaps of characters and objects. You got the assembled, so like the behind the scenes look, and then all the little featurettes of Marvel too. I'm excited to see what they have. The expanding the universe, special they did whenever they made those announcements 2 years ago. I'm hoping this will be maybe somewhat similar to where, here we are, just a handful of weeks from Spider-Man No Way Home, and Eternals just dropped. Shang-Chi has already happened. Plus Black Widow, Loki, all the shows from the beginning, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm excited to see like the update from Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? It usually gets you pretty jazzed.
Yeah. What's coming?
Maybe they'll announce some new shows.
Exactly. And that's what I'm hoping. Like it's going to be hopefully a look at like maybe something we haven't heard of before.
Could be. Especially with
She-Hulk.
these. Usually they wait. The reason why they're waiting to announce the shows is because things haven't happened in movies that are going to lead there. So maybe we'll get a Eternal show.
Exactly. It's like,
or
hey,
stemming from it.
Well,
So,
you're right, Andy. Like if it's Disney Plus Day, Marvel is 1/5 essentially of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So it's definitely impacting the decision. I hope that we can look forward to some big stuff from here. But that's Disney Plus Day. That's the big stuff I wanted to talk about. Anything else you guys wanted to highlight from the big day?
I saw something interesting. It was a show with Olaf from Frozen
Yes.
recapping multiple Disney movies. Like
He's like the host.
he's like the host. He just tells you in his own crazy way what happened in this Disney movie.
He breaks it down for you.
Yeah, like the guy from Ant-Man.
The
I can't remember his name.
the guy that plays Olaf.
No. The guy from Ant-Man who like recaps what happened.
Oh, Louise.
Oh, yeah.
Luis, yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
You
It's
know,
like
it seems like it's going to be something like that.
something similar.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, that might not be bad. Just like an easy watch.
right.
Fun.
Something with the kids.
Absolutely. And like for you, the adult too, like maybe some of these are like the classic movies. So you're just
Right.
kind of hearing like, what's that guy's name that plays Olaf? Like something Tad. Like he's in like musicals and stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He's a real funny dude. He's in a whole bunch of stuff. I wish I could remember his name, like Tad Johnson or something.
Yep, that's it.
It's definitely not Tad Johnson, but
Yeah.
it's. I'm telling you. Oh, Joshua Gad.
That's it.
I just did it.
Wow.
Josh Gad.
If you just give me a second, sometimes
Josh.
I just got to work it. Sometimes I got to say some weird shit
Josh
to get to the real
Gad.
stuff.
Tad Johnson.
Josh Gad.
Gad. Gad Johnson.
All right, the first ever Disney Plus Day, and actually, I'm realizing right now that when you hear this, it will have taken place.
Yeah.
So this is the Monday. It just took place over the weekend, and if you're looking for all those announcements, just wait another week, and most of the superheroes will break it down for you.
Come back. Tell us how it went.
Exactly, because
Call the phone.
we're gonna have to rehash whatever this Marvel Studios like reel. You know, it's gonna be some kind of reel.
Making of Shang-Chi, I do believe I saw on there.
Oh my!
It's going to be real good.
You need a rim shot.
You
Gotta
really-
get that on the soundboard.
You really did it. Nice job. Disney Plus Day. Yeah, it just happened, and we'll be sure to recap it all for you guys next week. Let's talk about what we're watching.
Whatchu Watching?
What you watching, the story, what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're doing, what we're seeing in the world. And Andy, you said it, man. You are on vacation. You're having like the best week of your life right now.
It's just starting.
And it's Monday. You're just getting going. How is your time off
So
been,
many
first
more
of all?
days.
It's pretty great. I played this game for 4 hours today. Talking about Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy
Nice.
on my Xbox.
Yes.
Um,
How'd it go? How's this game going?
it's amazing. It came out a couple weeks ago. This is developed by Square Enix, the same company that did the Avengers game. Only this game is I have them both, and I will never even open the Avengers game again because this is so much better.
Wow.
Um,
It's doing okay.
Yeah, it's so fun. You're Star-Lord 100% of the time. The rest of the Guardians you kind of utilize as you needed to like kind of help you progress the story, or even in battle you kind of direct them to do different things. Like Groot can like hold people in place, like with and you basically can help you like kind of with attack strategies, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So but you're mostly just shooting the shit out of everyone with Star-Lord's guns.
Guns? Any other tools?
You definitely
Like the
you
gravity
have, like,
sucker
a
thing?
ice gun. You get a electricity gun, and there's a couple more that I'm assuming probably a fire one, maybe.
Can he fly?
Yes, you can fly a little bit, but
Cool.
like it's pretty cool because it keeps you really engaged, because there's a lot of times where it asks you questions like you say this or say this to like appease like certain members that are in the Guardians, and it kind of affects the story in certain things.
Whoa.
So
Dialogue tree.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and like
if
especially
this, then.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and like certain decisions, like you can have different outcomes that lead you to get like different money amounts. Or like one point I had to decide who I was going to try to sell out of 2 of the different guardians.
Oh, hell
They
yeah.
were going to go get basically sell them and then break them out. So
How's the writing?
typical. Yeah, it's honestly that's one of the best parts. It's a great story. It's a lot of dealing with a lot of that Nova core, which is something that's not really in the movies much. So it's kind of pretty cool to see a little bit different.
Yeah, you just
Like,
get pieces of them in the first movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's so enjoyable. I'm pumped. I'm on like chapter 7 or 8 or so, and I think there's about 17, so about halfway done.
So you're rocking the
Nice.
campaign,
Yes,
and it's going well.
I love it.
And is there a multiplayer component?
I don't know yet, actually.
And what console are you playing on?
I'm on Xbox One right now.
Okay.
Sorry, Xbox S, X1. I don't know, whatever the new one is.
Yeah, the newest one.
Yeah, it really is.
The newest one. It's usually what works. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a interesting, man. Marvel game. I think we talked about this trailer when it first came out, last year. And then we heard mixed reviews of the game. We weren't too excited, but now you've got it in the house, the Giggler. We have never rated video games. I don't know if you're ready yet. Maybe you need to wait till you finish it.
Yeah, let me finish first.
Okay, that sounds good.
It'll be a couple weeks.
Yeah, you're moving fast with your week off.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Is this getting your interest up, Scotty?
Absolutely. Especially it's available across all platforms.
Yep.
So I can pick this up on Switch.
Oh man.
And yeah, I probably will.
I wonder if I can get
soon.
it on Apple TV.
Get it on a computer.
I guess can I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I
PC.
do have a computer.
sure do.
I wonder if there's like an iPhone version too. Like this is what the people that don't have consoles, I want you guys to know. Like this is what we go through. We're like, man, that looks pretty cool, but
Well,
and now it's like I'm inching toward it. It's almost like we see superhero content flooding our screens in terms of movies and TV shows. Well, now it's like these video games are starting to step up. I mean, but the Avengers just not great,
no,
and the reviews are not great.
no. It was fun for like an hour.
That's insane. That
Yeah.
you're loving being just Peter Quill in the Guardians. Whenever you could be Thor, Hulk,
I
Iron
agree.
Man.
I didn't expect it either, but it hits.
It's a fair share. All right, man. Guardians of the Galaxy. Let us know whenever you finish that thing. We're gonna start rating games when we beat them. I think that's a good thing to do.
I like it.
And Scotty Scoop, you're up next. Why don't you tell us about what you're watching? Looks like a YouTube and Twitch channel.
Oh yeah, Critical Role, deep end of the nerd pool, folks. This is a live, real play Dungeons and Dragons, by really what you would probably call a star-studded cast of voice actors.
Mm.
If you've watched an animated movie, anime, played a video game in the last 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
you've heard who these people are.
Like you've heard their voices.
You've heard their voices.
It's probably one of those too. Whenever you get to watch and you're like, I hear it.
Yeah. Every Thursday on Twitch and YouTube, streaming live. They play for about 3 to 5 hours.
This is awesome. This is nerdy shit right here.
This is, and you got your dungeon master there in the forefront, Matthew Mercer. When you're dungeon master, if you know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, the dungeon master runs the game, plays the game. He can write some stuff beforehand, but the players really choose what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Where they're going to go, who they interact with, fight scenes, just talking and interacting with each other or characters that he has to create on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
And they do this every week. Every week.
How long have they been doing this?
They started in 2015.
Wow.
They are in what you would call campaign 3.
Yeah.
Which is basically a season. The first season went about 115 episodes. So yeah, basically like 2 years. Second season, 160 episodes.
Wow.
And they just started campaign 3. They will do, I do believe, episode 3 this Thursday. Their first series, it took off, and they went to Kickstarter in 2019 and said, we're going to do a Kickstarter to animate our first season.
Oh, okay.
$750,000 was their goal.
And animate themselves.
Animate themselves.
playing the game,
You know,
and then you get the animations of
right
of
the characters.
Of the characters.
Yeah, for a full 10-episode full season.
Wow.
45-day Kickstarter. They were going for $750,000. They hit $3 million on their first day.
What? No, they
And,
didn't.
Yeah. By the end of the Kickstarter, they had gotten to $11.3 million.
Oh my god!
What?
Which is, I do believe, in the top 5 Kickstarters of all time.
Yeah, I'm like instantly. Well, I'll give it up for that.
Yeah.
But I'm also making a mental note, like writing down Kickstarter. This sounds like something to try.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable, really cool. The world of Critical Role. Scotty, thank you so much for bringing one of the nerdiest things onto the show yet. This is
Super
fantastic.
nerdy.
Because this isn't just Dungeons and Dragons. This is watching it
Yeah.
weekly.
Yeah.
And I work with some folks that take this pretty seriously, play it, get together. I know that it was a big thing during the pandemic to not be able to get together.
Right.
And it's like making a big comeback.
Yeah, there were quite a few Dungeons and Dragons sessions over the internet for me.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like Prohibition, where you
Yeah.
guys are like meeting up and like I don't know if you roll.
Right.
Do you roll dice?
Yeah, absolutely.
I knew about this as a kid. Never played it myself. Giggler, how about you?
No, but my buddy, he's done this for like 3 straight years via Zoom with his buddies, like every Monday. He just does
Yeah.
it from like 8 till like midnight.
I'm gonna tell you, like I didn't play this growing up, but my dad had a Pokemon card shop at the flea market locally. And every Saturday, I was Tournament City, getting the
Wow.
Pokemon cards out, like loving just the culture, the game, the back and forth. And to this day, I will throw down Monopoly with whoever wants to do it, like anytime. Like, that's all I'm saying. There is long form gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a social thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're still playing actively.
Yeah, I've been in my current campaign for 3 years.
And it's called a campaign.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
3
When I was
3 years.
I
Okay.
lived with my buddy when he was doing this,
And
we'd just be in the other room just watching TV, and he'd be playing like, and all of a sudden he'd just say the most random shit, and we just laugh because it's just like so
Mhm.
out of context. He's like,
Yep.
"I'm gonna go up the Yeoman's Alley right now," something weird like that. We're just like, "What?
What'd you say?
What?" It's great.
It's a great time.
It's almost like I kind of watch the show without watching the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have it live in front of you with other people. But the world of Critical Role, that's what it's all about. It's kind of getting, sounds like some famous people
Mm-hmm.
to be getting on a game that they all thoroughly love to play,
Yeah.
and they're doing it on YouTube and Twitch.
YouTube and Twitch.
All right, the world of Critical Role, you heard it here, Scotty Scoop. I mean, what do you rate this?
Oh, this is a must listen for me every week. You know, when they throw it in on podcast form. You know,
They
just
do a podcast version.
they take it from the live stream and they throw it on the podcast
Brilliant.
a week later. Man,
You
you're,
just
you're
listen.
talking about 4 hours
Wow.
of, you know, background, doing some work.
You're loving it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I love it. You're getting me excited to where it's like, am I going to get into Dungeons and Dragons now?
Give it a shot.
Is it like is it like invite only?
Uh,
Because I feel like it's almost like
You've
it's
got
almost
it-
like a bar scenario that's like, you know, small town bar. You walk in, everybody kind of looks. I feel like I walk into Dungeons and Dragons, they'd be like,
nah,
get out.
it's pretty inclusive.
Okay.
You know, you got to have somebody who knows what they're doing
Yeah, exactly.
to run the game.
Do
You
a
got to
little-
know the math. You got to have the story
We're going to practice
down.
here. Scotty's going to have to teach us.
I'm out.
Maybe
You're not
maybe I'll
doing
let
it.
you guys in.
I'm out.
All right, we'll let you know. World of Critical Role, Twitch and YouTube. Check it out if you like Dungeons and Dragons. And if you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan out there, by all means, write us at mostofthesuperheroes.com. We want to hear from you. All right, guys, last but not least, my title of the week. You guys have already seen it. And I have finally now seen it myself. Dune. Yeah, I finally got it on. We moved the big TV into the bedroom. It's a 60-inch. And once we got it in there, I pulled up Dune again on HBO. I did the preview, and I looked at Carrie and I said, "We're watching this.
That'll do."
That'll do just fine." And it looked fantastic. Real quick, spoiler-free take for you. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Had a good time. I will absolutely double down on what the Giggler said when we talked about this. And what I knew going into it, this is a lot to unpack. And you're not really meant to digest it all in the first sitting. And actually, I'm really excited to see this again.
Yeah.
And again. And then get ready for, this is openly part one.
Yeah.
So it's out there. It's in theaters. It is locally. I had trouble finding this in IMAX again, which there was that piece, but it
Yeah.
is on HBO Max. You can find it there. The story is really good. Has a lot of info. You do got to pay attention. You got to listen, especially with that mom in there. That mom whispers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's mainly whispering, and she has like a lot to say. But I know this will be one. If I watch it again, I'm gonna be right there with the story and excited for part 2. If I was gonna give it a rating, I give it a 3.2.
Yeah, it's good.
Very nice.
Dune. How about that? Spoiler alert for Dune. What do you guys think of the movie? You guys excited for part 2? Because us three didn't get to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Just gonna pick up the story right where it left off.
Yeah.
Essentially like Alex said on his voicemail, this ending is a cliffhanger.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's definitely much a build, big reveals, and a lot of teases to like the things at play, a lot of foreshadowing, and they're saving that for part 2.
Yep.
A lot of stuff was Zendaya's character, like mostly in visions. And I'm excited to see where all that goes. I'm still one time through, I am still processing the story. I still don't quite know exactly. Essentially what you learn is everybody wants spice. There's 3 or 4 big entities out there, and they're all kind of fighting for it. And in the midst of it, you have a young prince who has magical aspects to him. His mom's a witch. He's kind of a witch. He's having visions. His dad wants him to be king, but this guy is like, well, what about my visions, though, and my magic?
Yep. You got it.
What about it?
Is that about right?
Look at that cast. Man, that's a great cast.
Beautiful cast.
Yeah,
Jason
for
Momoa.
real.
What's this guy's name?
Oscar
Oscar
Isaac.
Isaac.
What's the main kid's name?
Timothy Chalamet.
That's right. And
Zendaya.
what about, Josh Brolin, of course.
Josh Brolin.
We know this mom's name, the Whisperer.
I can't remember. She's in a lot of the Mission Impossible movies.
This guy.
Javier Bardem.
Nice. And what about her?
No idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? They're up here. They're
Yeah.
up here. They're
There they
really
are.
tiny. Dave Bautista's in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Batista's in there, too.
Oh yeah.
I can't read all the rest. They're too small. But yeah, man, star-studded cast and it looks unbelievable.
Beautiful.
There were 10 parts where I went, wow. Like movies now
Mm-hmm.
are on a new level.
I challenge you to watch the 1984 Dune
Challenge accepted. I will
And-
happily
and-
watch that.
and see how it compares.
I wonder if I should. Yeah, I bet there might be some spoilers in there. Is it like only one?
Yeah, it's the only movie.
It's the only one.
Yeah.
What's his name again? In that Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, Kyle
McLaughlin.
MacLachlan.
McLaughlin. But yeah, man, Dune 3.2 from me. Can't wait for part 2. And we'll talk about it when it comes around.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we are super excited to talk to you about a brand new MCU flick. That's right. It's about Eternals 2021. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The meat.
Welcome back from the break. This is Mostly Superheroes. I'm your host, Logan, back here in the basement with Scotty Scoop, the Giggler, St. Louis, Missouri, talking about superhero stuff. This is Mostly Superheroes after all, and it's time for the meat, the chunk, the sizzle. It's why you showed up, and it's definitely why I showed up this week. Even had to record 2 days early. Listener, if you're paying attention, yeah, we're not on Wednesday, we're on Monday. We figured a big Monday to Monday release might make sense for you guys. So when we're recording, we're also hearing our fresh episodes. No, don't forget new episodes on Sunday for Patreon patrons. This week, movie came out. Marvel Cinematic Universe is just letting out titles like nobody's business. The calendar is full. If you listen to the episodes each and every week of Mostly Superheroes, you know this. It keeps happening, and there's usually something to talk about, from a TV show to a movie and to a big, epic origin story movie just like this. It's Eternals. We're going to break it wide open and tell you all about it. Let's do it. First up on the screen, a little background on the film before we get into the weeds on this one. Got to give a shout out to the poster that we're using for today's episode. It's from Reddit, from a user called Junior_Neves. That's Junior_Neves. This is his poster, and it was the best poster I could find on the internet. Pretty good, huh?
Professional.
Amazing.
Very nice. There's a lot of, like, the Eternals has a lot of, I always say the Eternals too. It's Eternals. Has a lot of characters. It's hard to find a poster that you can fit them all in there. Look really nice. This was very, very well done. and a little bit about the film from Marvel.com. Marvel Studios' Eternals features an exciting new team of superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, ancient aliens who have been living on Earth in secret for thousands of years. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, an unexpected tragedy forces them out of the shadows to reunite against mankind's most ancient enemy, the Deviants. Directed by Chloe Zhao, this has an all-star cast. Angelina Jolie, Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Lauren Ridloff, Brian Tyree Henry, Salma Hayek, Leah McHugh, Don Lee, and Kit Harington. This came out on November 5th, 2021, and we just saw it Friday, November 5th. We saw it the day it came out.
Yep.
That's the official release, but it also they always say the
Drops on Thursdays.
Oh yeah, there was
Everybody
even a
knows.
Wednesday showing at
Yeah.
Brownies.
What's up with these? It's like they almost just lie about the
Yeah.
release date. It's kind of like cars. We're like, this is the 2023 model. But you're like, how? It's one of those things. Either
Makes
way,
sense.
it's doing okay out there. Just to get the budget out of the way, this thing had $200 million to play with. And so far, opening weekend, $71 million. For comparison, Venom 2 did $90 million, Black Widow did $80 million, and Shang-Chi did $75 million. So it's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, gut checks. And the story, of course, we're going to talk about it all. We saw this at Ronnie's, Marcus Theaters, in the IMAX, Scotty Scoop, your lady Shanna, Andy, Steph, me, and Carrie. 3 kings. We were in and out.
Oh yeah.
We did a pretty good job. You
Yeah.
got the appetizers, the beers, good times, right? Little happy hour before the movie. And I guess we just didn't quite hurry enough
What the hell?
because we missed. I say we missed. I'm a little peeved.
I'm with you.
This was one of the first, I say this was the first time actually, that I got to a movie just, 5 minutes late past the showing time. No previews.
Not a single preview.
Not one preview.
Stupid.
What happened?
People count on that.
Yeah. Because you've been doing it like it forever. I don't even know if they did like the IMAX countdown.
No.
I walked in and the movie was on.
Yep.
I saw Angelina Jolie on screen and I was in panic.
Yeah.
I was sweating.
Full panic.
And turns out we figured it out, right? Spoiler alert for the film. The only thing we missed was the opening reel.
Yeah.
Yes. So we found
First
it.
time they've ever done that.
Yeah, right. First time they ever did like a Star Wars-esque opening reel in the beginning, a little backstory. Before we get there, Scotty, a person that has been reading comics forever, you weren't that familiar even with these characters, and you kind of went in fresh. How did this fresh watch of a new movie, Eternals, go for you?
I think it went pretty well. I'm not super high on the movie, but I had a good time. I didn't go in as I usually do with a lot of preconceived notions of who characters are and how they should be from the translation from comic to screen. So I didn't have a lot of expectations.
Mm-hmm. So level felt pretty good. Can't wait to talk about the details with it and eventually get that rating. Giggler, a fresh take from you. How'd it go?
Man, this movie was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I love the characters. I think it just missed a little bit on the execution overall with how the story kind of flows together.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I mean, I don't think they didn't miss a beat from the rest of the Marvel movies. I loved it.
Hell yeah. I'm right there with you. I loved it as well. It was a lot of fun. It was beautiful. It was a new take on Marvel films, a whole new tone, whole new characters. And it's basically how I've gone into every movie. I didn't have the knowledge that you have, Scotty, even going into movies like Thor.
Right.
So this felt a little familiar for me, just that fresh, new MCU flick feeling. But I'll tell you right now, this is a different format.
Yeah, 100%.
A little different formula happening here. And let's talk about it, guys. Brand new story. And this one's interesting to break down. Again, we never try to do scene by scene, but we want to get the story, what's happening, and who are we talking about. Let's meet the Eternals. First of all, I got a nice poster here. By poster, I mean it's like an 8x10 piece of paper. But we got this from the movie theater, Marcus Theaters. Thank you, guys. I don't know if you scanned yours, Scotty, because I know you got.
No, I didn't.
If you scan this fancy QR code, it's a pretty cool little augmented reality thing on your phone.
All right.
Whoa.
So give it a check out. But thanks to Marcus Theaters for a great time. They always kill it at the movies. Eternals, man, let's meet them. So this thing opens up right with a pretty much an explanation reel. It's basically open up with in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read it verbatim, but essentially celestial beings created the universe and the first light. And part of that creation were aliens that the celestial beings called Eternals. And the Eternals were essentially created to fight off these evil folks out there called Deviants. Deviants are creatures that pretty much bring terror all over the universe. And how many did Eternals were made? Did they say like in the hundreds?
I don't know.
remember
I don't think we
seeing
know.
that.
It's part of it. It's part of it
Is
in the
it?
beginning of like it's like we're basically getting the Eternals on Earth. You know, we got these 5 characters, and apparently they send them out. Didn't you say this, Scotty? In groups of 10.
Groups of 10, and I think it's pretty much on any planet worth going to.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, how do they
that had life.
if there's life, if there's intelligent life on the planet, there's a decent chance that Deviants will come
Yeah.
try to mess you up, and that Eternals will come up and shut it down.
Right.
That's the general idea. They also work in the shadows, and they are from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
They are from Celestials from the very beginning, the very first. And the Celestial being we meet, which isn't apparently the only one,
Yeah.
right? There's many gods.
Lot of celestials out
The one we're working with that looks over our team of Eternals on Earth is called, his name is
there. Erisham.
Erisham. Way to go, Scotty.
Thank you.
This is the guy. This is the guy that made it all happen. He's the guy that sent the team there to Earth, 7,000 years ago, something like that. It's their first mission, and their whole thing is, think of it like this. You've heard these theories before, right? Aliens visiting Earth, but being in the shadows, that's Eternals. They hide in plain sight. They wait for, they're waiting for, basically for life to blossom on their planet.
Right.
They're there to preserve life, and once that happens, they're allowed to go back to their home planet of Olympia, which is where they're from. Right? With
Yep.
me
Yeah,
so far,
correct.
everyone?
That is
You got
correct.
it.
With me so far, class?
Yes, sir.
And the movie does a really good job breaking this open. You know, if you get this opening sequence that kind of tells you about it, I don't necessarily know if you needed it, to be honest, because it happens a lot naturally in the story, and you get it through just what we heard. About 40% of the movie is taking place in flashbacks, following the Eternals throughout their journeys across different points in history. Do you guys remember some of these?
I think the first one is like Mesopotamia.
Yep.
Like what they would call the cradle of civilization.
Yes.
You know.
And they're showing them like with some of the first people.
Yeah.
And the Eternals are telling the first people stories of old to give them inspiration to say like your people will do great things and
Mhm.
invent, and they're giving them the stories for them to carry on
Right.
and do big things. Babylon,
Babylon was the next one. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Uh-huh.
yes, and you're seeing like the inner turmoil that the Eternals face, because what you find out is they're essentially a lot like humans
Yeah.
when we get down to it.
Yeah.
Eternals are these beings that can live forever, but they have feelings and they have thoughts, and they change their perspective like based on what they experience.
Yeah.
And so they're always struggling with, I want to help. Some of them are like, we got to help. Some of them are like, we shouldn't help. We can't
Right.
intervene in this war. And it's this big controversy throughout the entire film. And it's all coming from Salma Hayek's character. She's the leader of this group, and her name is Ajax.
Ajax. Yeah.
Is this right?
Yep.
Yep.
That's it.
She's got this team of folks under us. We got Rob Stark. Who's Rob Stark's his actor name? I always call him Rob Stark, but he's playing Icarus.
Richard Madden.
Richard Madden. Rob Madden? Oh
Richard.
my God. Yeah.
Richard Madden.
Rob Stark.
Richard Madden.
You're
Oh,
right.
wow.
You're right. You're right. I got the Rob Stark in there.
Yeah.
Playing Icarus. He's basically essentially the Superman-esque character, heat vision, flight, the toughest, and he's kind of like the number 2. And we meet Circe.
Yeah. Really, like, I think the main character
Yes, if you
of the movie.
yeah, if you're following an arc and a story throughout the whole point, who do you get the most time with?
Yeah.
It's Circe, and I'm not sure of this actor's name either.
Gemma Chan.
Gemma Chan.
Good job, guys. This is why we got you here. This is awesome. Way to go. Yeah, and her power is pretty cool. She can basically change the material of anything she touches into any other material.
Right. Transmutation, I think is what they call that.
Yes, and people make fun of her a little bit, and it's just a different type of power. It's like people could argue it's kind of boring, and then you find out she's got some pretty cool things about it.
Yeah.
But these two actually have a little bit of a history. Icarus and Circe. Until we find out they broke up after 5,000 years. Why? He just left. And it's like, oh, what happened here? Interesting. A breakup of eternal beings. And who's she dating instead? Mr. Dane
Whitman.
Dane Whitman, played by Kit Harington. You might know him as Jon Snow. And he's definitely like the other boyfriend in this movie, which I loved. I loved how they introduced this character, because we'll talk about where he ends up kind of toward the end of the film.
Yeah.
Mixed in there, too, you meet Sprite. You might know this actor's name.
Leah McHugh.
Sprite is the version Eternal that is a young kid.
Yeah.
Even though she's thousands of years old, she's a little kid. Like, what do you think? Like 15?
Yeah.
14? And forever young.
Yeah. Not happy about it.
Angelina Jolie, she's in here. Athena, goddess of war.
Yep.
You've heard the stories of this. Like, she's all over the place. Just the most badass. Got a cool golden sword that shows up out of nowhere.
So dope.
So dope. Nothing like what the preconceived notions of what I thought Angelina Jolie would be doing in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Very action heavy on her part.
Yep. Like the most badass fighter in the flick.
Yeah.
Essentially. And she's dating maybe one of my favorite Eternals, Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Played by
Brian Tyree Henry.
And this guy gets basically Doctor Strange looking magic around his arms, and he can punch like as hard as the Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty badass.
We have Kingo,
Kumail Nanjiani.
Badass that shoots lasers out of his fingers.
Yeah.
He can build up like energy balls, kind of like Goku.
Yep. Yeah, little finger guns.
Who's the speedster? Who's the runner?
Oh, that is Lauren Ridloff,
Makari, fast chick, awesome.
Yeah, really great speedster animation.
Oh my gosh,
CGI. Yeah.
Yes, running all over the place, looking like, yep, that looks good.
Yeah,
and she's deaf.
Full sign language.
Yeah. An actual deaf actress.
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I saw her getting interviewed by Brandon Davis the other day, and she was being translated.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sign language. Pretty cool.
Wow. I have to watch that interview.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Way to go, Phase Zero. And who else are we missing?
Druig. Mind control powers.
He can control minds. Essentially, of just humans.
Yeah.
It seems like. All right, guys. I think that's the team.
Do we do Festus?
Nope.
Brian Tyree Henry.
And what's
Festos?
And what's Festos do?
I guess he's just like a super genius.
Oh,
inventor.
He's the mind.
Yes.
He's the builder. He helps with helping the humans create new technology.
Advancements in technology, yeah.
He's also like kind of the doctor, it seems like. He's like the guy on hand to help with like, their problems. And let's just get into it, man. This team is a team from the moment this movie starts.
Yeah.
On the planet fighting deviants. It's almost like, what's cool? I watched Avengers yesterday. And the whole point of Avengers is kind of like the hero of the ego of trying to get these people to work together,
right?
And like how long it takes. And then there's a movie called Civil War. This is out of the gate. Imagine the most well executed superhero team with the CGI to back it up. That's what you have.
Yep.
And it looked awesome.
Well-oiled machine.
Beautiful. The Deviants, I think they looked amazing.
Yeah, I thought they looked great.
They just look like big, slimy, scary creatures.
Yeah.
And what do we learn? They killed all the Deviants about 5,000 years ago. Well, now they're back.
Yep.
And this is what eventually, so the Eternals decided in Babylon to go separate ways. They decided they've been together long enough. They've protected Earth. They killed all the Deviants. Let's go back and do our own lives, and we'll meet back up whenever it's time to go back to Olympia. Deviants come back. Why? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
But they have new powers. Looks like they can actually kill Eternals by like stabbing them a lot, and they can suck their powers.
Yeah.
They can actually take this Eternals' power from them and have it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a game changer.
Game changer. I think the first one that we saw fought a few members of the team and healed itself, which was Ajax power.
You didn't even say what Ajax power was.
Selma Hayek.
It's a healing power.
Yeah.
She's also the leader, but where you learn this deviant can heal, And the first move is, okay, all the Eternals are separated. Let's get the team back together. Turns out Ajax is dead. We don't know why. And the Eternals are struggling with this piece of like trying to solve their friend's murder, killing the Deviants that are out there, and then finally come up with a plan to, before they come up with their plan, they find out this is where it gets messy.
Yeah.
This is where it gets messy. Because the big thing we find out, what's the god's name? What's the celestial? Eresham. So essentially the Eternals can have communication with Eresham.
Yeah.
Like they have Ajax, who has this little silver ball inside of her that whenever she activates it, she transports to Eresham, who is, I mean, how do you say how big this thing is?
Yeah.
As tall as the sun?
We're talking Galactus-sized.
Yes.
Guy.
That's
planet-eating giant being.
Just its eyeball is like the size of Earth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go back to Guardians of the Galaxy, nowhere was the head of a dead Celestial.
Yes. And even Ego in Guardians 2, I mean, he got himself as big as that planet.
Yeah.
Which now looks small compared to this thing.
Right.
Yep.
And as they're going back and forth, Ajax, Salma Hayek, she's going back and forth, and essentially he's saying it's getting close to the time. You got to follow the plan. Well, bad news bears. Eternals come back to Ajax. She's been killed. And when they find her body, Circe, the material touching girl, she's with her body, Ajax's body, and the little silver ball comes out, goes in her. She's the new leader of Eternals.
Yep.
So she now goes to see Eresham, and he tells her, it's time for you to find out the truth.
Yep.
And
bad
this is
news.
You got I got some bad news.
Got some sour news for you, kid.
He's like, first up, there's no Olympia.
Remember that opening reel? It was a lie.
We lied.
Remember what you read 30 minutes ago?
No, we didn't remember.
Forget it. Yeah, right. Not only is your home planet not real, Earth was by far not your first mission.
No.
This is something you've been here for 7,000 years. You're about 2 million years old.
Right.
Or whatever. Maybe 100. Like, how many times have you done this?
Yeah.
And what is it that we're doing? If we're not here to save the human race, why are we here? Why are we fighting the Deviants? Well, I got some more bad news. I made the Deviants.
Yeah.
You made the Deviants, Eresham. What? Why? Because turns out for a celestial god to be born, you ready for this? For a celestial god to be born, you have to find a planet with intelligent life. And that was specific. You can't just
very specific.
Can't be dogs. Got to be people.
Yeah.
if it's a planet of whales,
not gonna work.
No, it got to be two-legged. Whatever. I don't know how you
bipedal.
How do you distinguish what's intelligent? I don't know. Right. Like organized, I guess.
Dolphins are pretty smart.
Exactly. I bet they would take a planet of dolphins.
Yeah.
And for this celestial being to exist, they basically plant a seed, just like Ego, essentially. So it's almost kind of, it's almost like they planted that seed so long ago. And you plant this in a planet with intelligent life, and the way that it grows to be a full god is you have to have the max amount of population of intelligent life that you can. And this is the ultimate goal for celestial beings. Make a planet, get a lot of people on it, then you'll be born like Eresham, another giant galactic-sized guy, and then you can go on to make a whole nother galaxy if you want.
Make suns.
They have the power to make suns.
Yeah, and create life on other planets.
Yes.
That's power.
That's power. But the bad news about it is whenever the celestial god is born from the planet where it was planted, it explodes the planet.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody that was on that one dies.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah, it's like a giant alien chest buster.
It's almost like Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me feel that like this movie made me feel so small.
That's what Carrie said. Yeah. Carrie's like, it's like this is, I mean, let's not mess around here. We are talking about creation.
Yep.
We are talking about Greek mythology. We're exploring theories about aliens visiting us in the past and Stonehenge and the pyramids and how they intervene and how they don't. And this is the story that they're telling in Eternals. There is no doubt.
Galactic story.
Yes, which hopefully soon we get this guy. I feel like we're close. So Cersei finds out this terrible truth. Oh, well, and even like to get more convoluted, why did he make deviants? Well, he made deviants because on certain planets there was wildlife that would like kill the intelligent life.
Apex predators.
Apex predators, for example, dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And certain animals like dinosaurs that threatened intelligent life. Deviants were there to kill them. Well, then this guy says, Hersham, he says, and then the deviants became predators themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They evolved, and I couldn't control them anymore. So that's when I made Eternals.
Yeah.
And what makes you guys tick is that you have a belief system in you based on your tradition and what you're taught. And we also wipe your memory every time you do this.
Yeah. Which is a throw to Thena.
Yep.
Who is suffering from what appears to be being memory wiped too many times.
And what do they call it in the movie?
Mad Weary?
They called it Mad
Weary.
Mad Weary because she's sick. She like blacks out. She tries to kill the other Eternals kind of early in the movie.
Yeah.
And they say it's because all of your memories are collapsing on themselves. But the truth was, it was because she had her memory wiped so many times.
Right.
And didn't Ajax can wipe memories at any time, correct? Is that what?
If he wants to, and he's got you in proximity, essentially.
No, or
Hersham, yeah.
No, I thought okay, got it.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I think maybe eight.
I thought it was
well.
Yeah, maybe Ajax, or she could like facilitate it. Maybe.
I guess it's some sort of healing.
Yeah,
properties.
I guess I wasn't sure if it was her or her connection to Hersham.
I thought it was just Hersham that like just does it each time. But like it seems like maybe though the Ajax knew.
Oh, she knew the whole time
because she had been doing it the whole time.
Yeah.
And here's the big thing about Ajax, right? So it turns out she knows this is the plan. She's done this many times. She has seen many planets die and many Celestials born. But she said that after the events of Avengers Endgame, I mean, it's not what she said, because it wasn't a movie to her. It was
snap.
It was just real life to her. After the snap, she said, you know what? Half of the universe died. This place brought it back.
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
The snap delayed basically the birth of the Celestial as well.
Oh yeah, it could have happened at any time.
Exactly. It was on the brink, right, of going down. So and then the snap like cut half the life, and it was like, oh, I can't do it yet.
To think about that, if Tony Stark doesn't say, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Endgame.
Yeah, spoiler alert for the MCU.
Just to be sure. I mean, if he wouldn't have done that, the Earth would have just exploded like a week later, possibly.
Yeah.
What a wild thought.
Exactly. Like people didn't even realize like this is happening in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she decides, I'm not going to do this. And she decides to confide in her number 2, Icarus.
Yep.
Robb Stark. And this guy is he's the devout believer.
Yep. He's the true believer.
And he's like,
it's the mission.
Even though he only learned it from Ajax, he's like, well, you changed your mind. The mission is to get this planet populated, let this celestial being come out. And what's he do immediately? He kills her. Really cold.
Yeah.
Like throws her down to Deviants, watches her die, flies down. I mean, man, can we just talk about his powers for a minute?
Fantastic powers.
Did they just nail it?
Yeah.
One of the best parts of the movie.
Perfectly cast. I think he played it so well.
He is in. He is so committed. And then we also get a Superman reference. They call him Clark.
Yeah.
Somebody calls him Clark.
Festos called him Clark in the driveway when he showed up to his house.
He's like, am I supposed to call you Clark now?
Yeah. Like the kid called him Superman.
Yeah, that's what it was, his son. He kills her immediately, feeds her the Deviants, and basically keeps this to himself and doesn't tell the other Eternals who are actively now, because Cersei knows the truth, right? She comes back from Hersham, and she is like, she can't believe it. She tells everybody. And Eternals, at the end of the day, they decide to band together, and we're going to stop this thing. We're going to stop a celestial god from coming out of the earth. We're going to save these people because they really believed in Ajax at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And how are we going to do this? Well, there's a couple different ways we can try. One, we have Druig, who can control minds. I said human minds earlier. That's not true. He basically any mind.
Any mind.
And they're worried, though. He's like, I can't control. Hersham is the size of the sun. And he's like, I'm just one eternal. Well, Festos, the builder, says, I'll build us some bracelets to wear. And these bracelets will unite our Eternals power and make one of us very powerful. And that's kind of the plan, right? Let's get Druig next to this Celestial coming out of Earth. We'll put this thing to sleep. This is classic ego move. This is classic what they did to Thanos. This is the go-to move when it comes to gods. Put them to sleep.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like, if you have any kind of moral conscience, you don't want to kill, you know, put this thing to sleep. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. You know, it's falling apart. Druig looks like he's down for the count for a while in the big fight. This is an epic fight scene in the end where Icarus finally shows his true colors. Like the Eternals are getting close with their plan, right?
Oh yeah.
They've made the rings. They're coming together, and Icarus comes out and he goes straight Homelander. And I'll kill you. And he essentially does a bit about kill Druig.
Yep.
Phastos gets him locked down with those other things that he made.
Bands or whatever, man.
I guess
he
saw
so
it coming.
Good.
I guess he saw it coming. I don't know. Like, was that what we were supposed to believe?
What do you mean?
Well, he had broken off a little bit before that.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if he
he made him pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? He's like up in the thing, and he also said, I've been wanting to put you in your place for a long time because he's always had like an ego thing against him. So he locks down Icarus, and while he's doing this, Cersei realizes it's got to be me.
Yeah.
I need to be the one to do this. We don't know exactly how or what she's going to do, but she starts getting closer and closer. This is it, man. This is the final countdown. The celestial being is coming out. All the while, I've skipped kind of a bigger part of the movie. We mentioned that the Deviants were evolving. So there's one Deviant that's like really evolving. He's like the leader.
Took Ajax power,
and then he took Gilgamesh's power.
Oh my God.
And then I thought he was going to get the speedster power for a minute. That would have been messed up. And as this thing keeps sucking powers, it also grows a human face.
Yeah.
Who's the actor?
Bill Skarsgård.
From? What else?
It.
He played the clown.
Yep.
And this guy, it's his voice essentially. But this thing has a conscience now. It can talk.
Yeah.
It can't just talk. It gets the memories of the Celestial it killed, the Eternal it killed too. Uses Gilgamesh's voice to presumably trick Athena, Angelina Jolie. But then she has it. Boom, she kills it.
Yeah.
Kills it dead, right?
Yeah, man.
Like, that's just the end of that Deviant.
Yeah.
That was just kind of like a side bad, right?
Yeah, the whole movie, you kind of think this is the big bad.
Yeah, like Deviants are making a big comeback. They've got new powers. And it turned out that all along that was Sham.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like, he's the one that gave them their initial powers. All right, Eternals, they're going down. They're fighting here at the end. And a celestial god that looks just like Sham, just like a different version, starts erupting from like a volcano in the ocean.
Yeah, the hand coming up.
Just the tips of the fingers.
You start to see some of the face.
Just a little bit of the eyes just exploding out of the water. And Cersei gets all the way to it, gets on top of it. She puts her hands down on it. The Eternals that are wearing these gold rings
Unimind.
form a They formed a Unimind. And they all kind of look up and they're feeling the power go through them, and she is able to essentially turn this celestial being into stone.
Yeah, marble, I think it was. Yeah.
It's like white marble. I thought it was ice at first.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's a good idea, because that would be like a giant ice cube for global warming.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Cool it back down.
Just cool it down.
I guess we missed that scene earlier where what was it that she turned into, like a tree?
Oh,
it was like a trial run
deviant.
That basically
that was
led her to think, oh my God, we can. Because they spend a good part of the movie like trying to figure out what the hell they were going to do,
how to destroy him.
Yes, like I told you guys this when we started, right? Like the story itself, it goes pretty quick, but there's a lot of unpacking of like, well, what are the powers? How's this all going to play into the big fight scene?
Because I guess at first she thought it was only like non-living, non-sentient beings that she could transmutate, but little did she know, she's stronger than she thought.
Well, and here's the big thing. All the while, again, Cersei and Icarus dated for 5,000 years and were presumably very in love. They got married.
Yeah.
And you never really answered the question of why they broke up. And then Icarus breaks out of Phastos' trap that has him held down. And this is while Cersei's got the marble transformation happening. He comes over, he interrupts her, and he gets his heat vision going, like, I'm gonna kill you. And He can't.
Can't do it.
He loves her.
Yep.
And he like he comes crashing down. He's like, I can't believe that I was about to do this. And then even he decides, I'll get in on this brain connection thing. The Unimind.
Yeah.
So they all give her powers. This whole thing turns into stone. This big white god that was going to come out and destroy the earth is totally frozen and just stuck in the ocean now. The Eternals kind of come back from this. They all reevaluate. Icarus, disgusted with himself and just done with the whole game. I mean, he does exactly what Icarus is known for.
Flies into the sun.
Flies his ass right into the sun and presumably dies.
Yeah.
Does he, though?
Probably not.
I hope not, because what a character.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. He's basically just a robot.
Right.
And they have all the memories that are stored in that database.
Yes.
That Sham has. So he could be back in a second.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Like figure it out, right?
Right.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
And didn't he at some point say the reason I left you 5,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago was because I found out the truth.
Yeah.
And I knew I couldn't keep it from you.
Yeah.
So I decided to leave.
So that was it.
Yeah.
Pretty good. What happens to the rest of the Eternals? Well, Sprite, finally fed up with being a kid, apparently with the power that Circe had from the Unimind, turns her human.
Yeah.
So she's like a human kid now that'll grow up in a regular way now.
Still has powers, I assume.
I would assume no. I thought she said you're human now.
Yeah.
Well, if we fast forward.
Oh, right.
She was taken.
Well, yeah, let's wait. We'll get there. Oh, yeah, you're right, because she was she?
Yeah.
She was too?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
I think
positive.
I think so.
All right, we'll rehash it and make sure we're right. So yeah, Phaistos goes back to his son, to his husband. Circe's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna try to date Dane Whitman.
Jon Snow.
That's right. I'm gonna date him, and I'm gonna try to just be a little more human and try to be more present and live my life. And the whole world is like, what's in this ocean now? What's going on? And then the same day, while Circe and Dane are talking at the inn, Hirscham shows up, like out of nowhere.
Yeah,
wild looking.
The music, and we get the point of view from the people on Earth. Just look, this thing is just up in the sky.
Yeah, like these 6 burning like holes, just like
back like he's probably like realistically like behind the moon,
right?
And still is so massive,
so visible,
and immediately pulls the Eternals up to him. Okay, so hold on.
There's ones that are left.
There are 2 groups, right?
Yeah.
One group left on the ship. We had the Speedster,
Makari, Thena,
and Druig. And they're like, we're going to take the ship and we're going to go tell the rest of Eternals about this.
Yeah.
Like,
they got to know.
Let freedom ring.
Yep.
All right, so they're gone. Well, then Hirscham comes back. The ones that are left, Circe, Phaistos,
Sprite,
Kingo.
Right? And Kingo.
Well, hold on now. This is where we need to make sure, because I thought there were only 3.
Okay, so...
And I thought it was Kingo, Circe, and Phaistos.
Icarus died.
Yep.
Ajax died.
But what I'm saying, though, is Sprite didn't get pulled up, though.
I thought they pulled 4 up.
Okay, so that's where...
I can't remember.
3 left.
I can't break
4
the tie.
got pulled up.
I'm not confident either way.
3 died.
See, I thought they just pulled up 3, and Sprite kind of got left alone, because it wasn't like a... But like you'd think so, because the whole point was he pulls him up and he says,
right.
All right, guys, I'm going to let this planet live because for now, but we're going to look at your memories and do a replay, and I'm going to see if all this makes sense to me, and if not, you're not going to pass judgment.
Is this planet worth killing a celestial and saving?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And this is where me and Carrie were also making sure we were on the same page. So then Hirscham vanishes, takes them with him. Like, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't, like, put them back.
Right.
Like, they're gone now.
Yeah.
Dane sees all this and is like, what in the world?
See you later.
See ya.
Was getting ready to tell Circe something.
And you know what he said? He goes, so, you're a sorcerer type thing? Well, my family history is a little complicated.
Right.
And then like that's left for another day.
Right.
Is that Eternals before the end credit scenes?
Yeah.
That's literally how it ends. Yeah, with him. I think
We give
him
it up.
looking confused as hell on Earth.
That's it.
He's been through quite a time during this movie.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just kind of
Oh,
on the
yeah.
sideline watching his lady. But yeah, the world is reeling. They got a alien in the ocean, and then on the same day, one shows up, and everybody sees it. It's not like no one knows.
Yeah.
Like this is very front of mind. Like
It
this
looks
is like
so
how the
cool.
movie ends. Is
Pro-
like the
probably not a surprise to anyone at this point. You know,
So
with,
yeah.
with
that's-
the past events.
Exactly. Like this
Like,
becomes
oh, it's
so and so
just-
normal that it's like, wow, we're just in the middle of this chaos now.
Well, it's Thursday. There's giant alien staring at our planet.
I wonder if this guy will snap us away or just break our planet in half. All right, should we talk about in credit scenes?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yes, please.
First one is back to the ship. The other Eternals that left, where'd they go? They're out looking for Eternals, and they also make a note that like we haven't heard from
Yeah.
the rest of the
It's
gang.
been weeks.
It's been weeks
We
now.
haven't heard from them. We should probably go back.
Is that what it was?
They were like, I think we should go back and see what the hell's going on.
See what's up.
Yeah.
Let's find out what happened. And while they're all talking amongst themselves, is the first end credit scene. A portal opens up on their ship and comes through a short
Pip
Le-
the troll.
Pip
Yeah.
the troll.
Pip the troll.
The CGI was a little wonky on his face, I thought, but
He was a little cartoony.
a little cartoony. But Pip, what?
Pip the troll.
Do you know this character?
Yeah, I have seen him before in the comic book.
I think he's pretty big in that one right there that you're reading.
In the Infinity Gauntlet?
Yeah, he
I
might
believe
show
so.
up there. Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait. Well, he shows up and makes an introduction, a long-winded extra introduction. I remember everything he says.
Yeah, it's very Game of Thrones, Khaleesi. Let me give you 10 titles
Yes, very
before
much.
you come out.
He's got a drink in his hand.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt's
Yep.
voice. That's right. And in walks
Eros.
Eros,
Yeah.
played by
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles, and he says it from the get-go. Harry Styles, Eros,
Eros.
brother of Thanos,
That's right. Star Fox.
Star Fox.
That is a cool name.
Yeah.
Looks nothing like Thanos.
Right.
Just a human-looking guy, but here he is, and he says, "Hello, fellow Eternals."
Yes.
Why is he there? And he pulls out one of those balls,
Yeah.
one of those light balls that Ajax used to talk to Harisham,
Yep.
and he has one, and he goes, "Your lives are about to change forever."
Look at my ball.
Yep. Check out my Uniball.
Look at my shiny ball.
And my tiny friend.
And my little tiny friend who's a drunk, and these two are just now it's them with the Eternals. And what in the world is this going to bring? What
Yeah.
What were you thinking when you saw these characters?
I was like, man, they're really reaching deep to get this.
This is the Marvel comics.
Yeah.
now. This
They're
is
going elbow deep in the bag
Everybody.
to pull out this
Supposedly,
character.
this was the director's request for this scene to be. I guess that's pretty obvious because the director is the one directing the movie.
Yeah,
but...
they probably got a few requests,
Right.
But I know what you mean.
But,
I know what you mean. Like
yeah.
special, like this has to happen.
Yeah, and she handpicked Harry Styles for that
Yeah.
role as well. So that's pretty
Looks
cool.
great.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
to the part.
yeah, looks great. Like I mean, I don't know anything about the characters, so for me, I'm just sitting here going like Thanos' brother.
Yeah,
What?
I
is
think
it?
he's just a playboy.
Yeah.
He looked very cocky, arrogant. Like didn't have a care in the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they keep in line with what his powers are in the comic book,
What are they?
it's he basically has the power of suggestion.
Oh,
And he is quite the ladies' man to the point where they had to retcon it when it got a little creepy.
it got bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in like today's climate, you better
Right.
be careful.
Oh,
right.
Tread lightly with this character.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, that's gonna be cool. Very
Yeah.
Guardians-esque type cliffhanger. I mean, talk about this movie. The second end credit scene. Back to Dane,
Back to Dane.
and Cersei's missing, and he is visibly. I've got to make a hard decision right now. Something I have not wanted to do, but I'm gonna do it. And what is this thing? It's opening this case with a sword
Yeah.
that's whispering, dark magic-y type.
It's got like weird.
Like venom looking goo on it.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
And it's like
Yeah.
and it's like this misty goo that's like drawn to him. It's like going like, come here. And as he reaches for it, a voice from the back of the room goes, "You sure you're ready for that, Dane?" Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Mr.
Are you sure you want to do that, Mr. Whitman?
Boom, darkness.
Yep. Over. And he was very torn. Death is my reward.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
what was
That's what-
on the
And yes,
inscribed into the box.
death is my reward. And he says, I can do this or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I can do this. But that voice stops him. Anybody just want to say who we think this voice is?
Well, I think it's been
Confirmed?
confirmed.
We'll just say it. We think it might be Blade.
Blade. Marshala Ali.
I mean, I don't want to even give it up because it's like we don't know.
Right.
And it's very much, we hear confirmed. What's confirmed?
Right.
I mean, confirmed for me is when the face is on the screen.
Absolutely.
But this could be Blade meeting up with potentially right here the future Black Knight, the Black Knight.
The Black Knight.
That's what we're teasing out here right now,
Ebony
right?
Blade.
What in
Let's
the
say blade on blade
Yeah.
makes
Blade-
too much sense.
Blade on
Duh,
Blade,
guys.
dark characters.
Should have seen this coming the whole time.
Yeah, right. Should have taped. Yeah, right. I was watching this and I was like, "What is happening?" I was like,
Yeah.
"This is crazy."
Patton Oswalt's gonna voice a troll, and Blade's gonna premiere. And
Harry
the end credit
Styles
scene.
shows up and the crowd goes wild.
If we
yeah.
would have called some of this stuff, we would. Hey, one day.
Yeah.
Black Knight. What are his powers?
The Ebony Blade gives him his powers. Basically, long-lasting life. So I think that ties into the death is my reward, because I don't think it's long-lasting life by choice.
Mm-hmm.
This is some sort of sentient blade.
It's like you maybe go away.
I think it traps the souls
Right.
in there.
Well, it takes control of your mind.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like something
Yeah.
like takes over.
And you said, it's got a Venom-like look.
Yeah.
In the comic books, I do believe it has a tie to Venom.
It's like somewhat symbiote related.
I think it was forged on the symbiote home planet.
This is getting so.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy. I think Venom's coming around. I don't know though.
Yeah.
that could mean everything, or it can mean nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who knows what threads they pick at in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, let's just say this. Look at the 2 end credit scenes and the characters that maybe were teased out to. Four new characters.
Yeah.
In 2 credit scenes.
Right.
Like the foot's on the gas.
Yeah.
Every movie so far, it's not like a soft ending where it's like, we'll see what happens. Like, that's the first 3 phases.
Yeah. This is phase 4.
This is phase 4. This is like, no, we're already in motion.
Yeah. We're on the highway in 4th gear,
Yeah.
and we've got our foot on the gas pedal, and we're not slowing down.
Oh, man, I'll give it up for that. All right. Andy, what'd you think of this movie?
Man.
And what we missed? Tell us whatever you're thinking.
I think Kingo was one of the favorite parts.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. Kumail Nanjiani.
Killed
Stole
it.
every scene he was in.
He's
every scene.
He's basically a Bollywood actor that's just filming a movie about Eternals as an Eternal, and he's playing Icarus.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Just the simple concept of that. And the MVP of the whole movie was his sidekick. What was his name again?
Oh,
I don't remember. Yeah,
Oh
he
my
had
God.
he had his valet,
Yeah.
right? And he's
Been
like,
with him for 50 years. I
50
think he
years
said.
he's been with him.
Yeah. Karoon.
So funny. Yes, he was hilarious.
Yeah,
Like
he's a Bollywood actor. He's
he's
been
just
doing it for
100 years.
100 years.
Yeah.
Playing his grandpa, and then his grandpa's grandpa, and then his grandpa's grandpa.
hilarious. He's so funny, and his
Yeah.
powers were awesome too. Those finger guns. I was like,
Pretty good.
so simple but so awesome looking, and yeah, he was hilarious. I hope we get a scene with him and Guilfoyle from Silicon Valley.
From
A
He's-
Silicon Valley callback.
Yes,
Nice.
He's
he's Peter Parker's teacher.
yeah.
And it's also a little Easter egg there. That guy's been in the MCU technically since the Invincible Hulk, where he
Right.
was an intern, like
Yeah.
in Bruce Banner's lab.
Oh yeah, you're right. We referenced that.
We did. We've dug that up. That was like a deep cut.
Yes.
But I would love to see the Guilfoyle, and I forget what his name is, Silicon Valley.
I don't remember. It was- man, that was a great show.
Great show. Oh, unbelievable. Love it. Yeah, I think you're right. Still a lot of scenes.
But yeah, honestly, overall, like the movie was just beautiful. Even the big black Dorito that they're flying around in all the time.
Oh my god, looked pretty good.
It looked awesome. And like even in the scene when it was like destroyed, I was like, wow. It just this is, I think this movie is really just introducing us to like this the massiveness of what's going on in the galaxies and the universe. Like it's not just there's more than just like what we're seeing on these screens. It's like there's a lot at play, and like there's a lot of places that the MCU could go from here.
Yes, that was absolutely one of my favorite aspects of this film was the nonchalantness of what a word of just leaving and going to and from Earth. Like it's like in a blink of an eye, these beings that can kind of travel this way. And it like even Icarus when he's flying into the sun, them showing it like from like the leaving the atmosphere. Like you don't really get a lot of this in MCU films. Totally love it. There's just tons of grandeur. Totally. Scotty Scoop, what about you?
I liked the movie. I think it had a lot of heavy lifting to do. You know, you're talking about an origin story, a team movie, a lot of characters, a lot of moving parts. I think it did well to kind of stay in the middle of the road, not going too far, not going too shallow. I enjoyed it.
Pretty
It was
fun.
good. It was a good time. I can't wait to watch it again because I really think it needs another watch or two to really try and pick some of those things out
Yeah.
that you might have missed.
And in addition to everything you're listing, there's also just the vast history. Like this is literally millennia that they're trying to like they're bringing this in, kind of like I mean this is the first time you're hearing any of this.
Mm-hmm.
You've gotten some teases of celestials and pieces like that, but outside of that, like just the concept itself. I mean, I said this during my fresh take, but we left that theater and I mean it was quiet.
Yeah.
Because I think that like it's just like a lot to process.
Well, and they really made this movie stand on its own.
Yes.
No characters that you know. No one from any other films. It was just them.
Yes. And we talk about changing up the formula. What they do different here that you're seeing and not other MCU films. I mean, first of all, just the tone itself is, I mean, you got Chloe Zhao directing this thing. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
And not, I mean, I just want to get past it real quick. For me, it worked.
Yeah.
Like for me, this felt like that eeriness before a storm. Like it just had that like something's on the horizon and like you can hear a needle drop and we're all just kind of watching to see what's happening. And this is an introduction story, but it's also like this foreshadowing of the things that play now. And it's about to go off the rails. So like hold on to your butts is what I felt.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we try some if you got any other favorite parts or anything, we zipped through the story, things you liked about the movie, things that you didn't like, things that worked. But if we're ready for it, we can do final thoughts and some ratings.
And fan mail.
Oh, we do have some fan mail. You're right. Let's do that first before we actually do the rating. And actually, for the folks out there actually that like this online, we want to tell you so far, I mean, we're only a few days in. 48% Rotten Tomatoes, 6.9 on IMDb, 53% on Metacritic. Let's let this run for a few more weeks and see where it lands, but 48%.
I think the internet is doing what the internet will do.
It's exactly
There's
right.
a lot of review bombing going on.
And it always happens.
It happens every time with some sort of controversial, outside of the box kind of film.
Yes, exactly. And the fresh take is always like, it's anything when imbeciles online see something new and scary, they just say they hate it.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But we're going to decide for ourselves. Can't wait for this rating. And yes, we have a very special fan mail. We had a caller call in ahead of time, just like we wanted, telling us about what they thought of the Eternals. Scotty, I believe you know this guy.
Oh, yes. My boy Cecil. Love you, buddy.
And this guy, he lives out in New York?
Atlanta.
I knew it was east.
Yeah.
I was at least on the right side of the country. And Cecil gave us a call all the way from Atlanta, that 754 call log. And let's hear from him now on what he thought of the Eternals. Of Eternals.
Hey, folks. My name is Cecil. I'm not really a comics reader. So all of the Eternals characters were new to me. I guess I'll start with the pros. I mean, it was gorgeous. The settings, the cinematography, the costume design, everything was really, really beautiful. Karun, just a fantastic character. Loved him. Loved that he was our eyes in a way that maybe Dane wasn't, because he wasn't necessarily there. So it was good to have him there. But I feel like the goal of the movie was to try to maybe not feel so much like an MCU movie, but that's a risk when you have had a formula for so long. And I feel like they kind of missed because it was too far off of the formula. It really just, it had pacing issues. It took an hour and a half, and I know because I looked at my phone. It took an hour and a half to feel like it was really kind of going somewhere. And not that I time it by action scenes, but it really took a while to feel like something was happening. I feel like they had a lot of real estate in a movie that long, and there was way too much exposition, so they wasted some of that real estate. They really didn't need to explain themselves to us that much. There was already the Star Wars reel in the beginning, so we just needed a little bit more than that. Other than that, I think that my biggest letdown was that Icarus felt like for me, the most fully developed character, and he threw himself into the sun. Secondly, Gilgamesh's death was very predictable. Like, I kind of knew that maybe 10 minutes before he died. But other than that, it was a good movie. It's a movie that I would not mind seeing again at all, on Disney Plus or Blu-ray or something like that. But, I guess I'll give it maybe out of 5, I'll give it a 3. So, that is my impression. Love the show. Think Scott's a great addition, and, hopefully we'll see more of you guys. Thanks. Bye.
Cecil.
Beautiful. What a guy.
What a review.
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
I love it. Fresh,
Yep.
off the grid. You could tell he's like, I just watched this.
Yeah.
And here's what I got.
Oh, yeah.
And just for you know, if you convert that 3 out of 5, it's a 2.4
2.4
on the 4-point scale.
Oh, boy.
Pretty solid. I totally agree. I agree about Icarus mainly.
Yeah.
The definitely the most developed. Like
Yeah,
the most
for
like,
sure.
oh, I know who this guy is. Oh, wow, I want to see more of him. And now he's in the sun.
Now he's gone.
Yes. I also predicted that Gilgamesh thing. I was like, he's going to be dead any minute now.
Yeah.
And it happened right away.
I knew we'd lose a lot as soon as the first one died.
It's
I was
a
like,
lot
this
of
actually makes.
characters
I was like, this actually makes sense. They're going
to
to start
keep going.
killing these
Yeah.
off.
But still, in the origin film, you see people die, and you're like, oh, man, this is so fast.
Right.
Yeah.
What if?
Hey, probably season 2, episode 1, right?
Oh, God.
What if Harrison wouldn't have lied?
Right.
Cecil, man, that was a really great fresh take. Love exactly what we're looking for. Love those hot takes. Get on the phone, 754 call log, 754-225-5564. But definitely a fair share.
Yeah.
You know, definitely he's so right. You know, changing up what you've done for, 27 plus titles and doing a different take, bringing in a new director to this type of film. It is a risk.
Yeah. A huge risk.
Yes, because Marvel doesn't do anything just as a one-off. This is, to plan something like this is going to affect a lot of other titles. Yeah. Any other thoughts from Cecil there? You guys thought about? I loved the rating, love the review. Man, give us a call again. I have to get Cecil maybe back on the show at some point.
Sure.
And let's go ahead and do our take on it. We got Cecil's rating. Giggler, let's start with you. Final thoughts on the film and give us that rating.
I agree with like 90% of what Cecil said. He mentioned like how it kind of got a little choppy like for the first half of the movie there. I agree. It didn't flow together well. There were so many time jumps. I wasn't like confused, but I was just like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
But it all worked itself out, and I mean overall, it's to me it's in the middle tier of these MCU movies. Definitely not near the top, so I'd go with about a 3.1.
Nice, solid score, fair share.
Good score.
Scotty Scoop, what you got?
I agree with probably 99% of what Cecil said.
Cecil.
And my score isn't gonna be much higher than his. I would say probably closer to a 2.7. I think they had a lot more opportunity to build in, and I think they kind of just shoehorned some extra character. I understand why they put Dane Whitman in there, but I don't feel like he did much.
No.
He was in for the first 5 minutes of the movie. He showed up in the middle on like a phone call, trying to get a hold of his girlfriend, and then just at the very end.
That's it.
And then all of a sudden this guy is going to be a major player.
Right.
Just out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I could have used a little bit more with that. I could have used a little bit more action. There was some great action scenes at the end.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning.
And the beginning. Some of the better action scenes in the MCU, I think. Especially with Makari and Icarus there at the end with the fight scene. Pretty great. Yeah, I would say like 2.7.
Nice. Fair share, good score. And I hear you guys for sure. Like to get the honest takes on these films, and I'll wrap us up here on Eternals. I like this movie. I had a good time. I think that I understand, we say it all the time, but origin stories in general are tough. And this is a team, and they're a package deal.
Yeah.
Like, I assume in the comics, Eternals are like a thing. As much as the Guardians of the Galaxy are a thing, you don't just get one. You kind of gotta get them all in one swoop. So I feel like, given the time they had, still making this a 2.5 hour film, I think they did try to sprinkle a lot in there. But for me and the pace that it's moving, it felt just fine.
Yeah.
And the stakes felt real. It felt like a darker twist on the MCU. For as convoluted and expansive as the topics are in this film, I felt fine, felt grounded. And even though there were some choppiness in the middle where, you're trying to really understand, I still grasped the overall story. When Ajak and Icarus are having their conversation, like the day that he kills her, I'm there, and I'm thinking, I understand this. I see where it came from. I see where it's going. Would I love 2-3 movies before this to maybe play into this a little bit more exposition? Absolutely. But I think for this being the bust out film, beginning to end, I really had a good time. I left there with that high energy, and me and Carrie sat and talked about this for an hour and a half, like 2 hours after we got home, because it was just getting the wheels turning in my head just about where it could go, what these characters could mean, Harisham and the other Celestials, and what in the world could possibly be going on out there. And Earth, like, seeing it happen at the end, like, none of this, like, beat around the bush, like, let's just go for it. Like, we're going to give you enough for this to be a fun movie. And I gave this thing a 3.3.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I knew yours was going to be the highest.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
You came out with the most hype for sure.
Yeah.
I was pumped.
Yeah.
But I love the variety in our scores. And it's my favorite thing about what we do sometimes when it lines up like that. To get Cecil on the phone.
I can't wait to see it again.
Exactly. Can't wait to see this.
Get that score up.
Absolutely. And honestly, if anything, just excited about what it has planted the seeds for.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah. Eternals.
Come
and gone, just like that.
You think we'll see another?
I think so. I think you get Eternals. I think you absolutely get Eternals too. And,
there's way too many threads left to not do another.
And does it happen in Eternals 2, or is there other movies? This is the big Marvel question, right? Do you see it in a sequel? Do you see it somewhere else? Either way, we're going to see more.
Yeah.
We're not done.
Yeah.
Guys, nice job on the review. Hope you fans enjoyed this one. We had a lot of fun bringing you the latest MCU title, and we're not done. We're going to keep filling up the MCU library. Go check that out at mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU. Feels good to get another title in the books. 2 more to go for 2021. This is a movie that had been hyped since that Comic-Con 2 years ago, Kevin Feige on stage, when that big word was on screen, Eternals, and none of us knew. Here we are. The table is set. The ratings are out there. Let us know what you think at mostlysuperheroes.com. We'll keep bringing you MCU reviews every single week. Let's talk about what's coming up. Woo! That was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Man,
I
can't wait to see where it goes.
Yes.
and we didn't touch on what did they make for themselves?
Yeah, what
Bracelets.
bracelets?
How many of them were there?
10.
What do bracelets look like? Rings.
What's another word for bracelets? Rings.
Rings.
And you know what?
Old. They're very old.
Spoiler alert for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, that end of it is, we don't know what this is made of. It's way older than 4,000 or 5,000 years. It's not vibranium. Did we just find out where these things were made?
I think so.
Do you think it was made by our Eternals and like put in a box somewhere?
He kind of made those, Phaistos made those pretty quick. Like maybe he had made them before and had his memory erased.
Oh my gosh.
And they came right to him like, maybe I'll make some bracelets.
I'll just
Could be.
What are these plans?
Right.
And
I feel like someone predicted this.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, but one of us did.
was it you?
No, I don't. Maybe.
We definitely did. I know we definitely connected. Like we're like there might be a Shang-Chi connection.
Because
did we? We may have specifically.
I remember
said
saying one of us saying like the only thing that would make sense by the like they're just saying basically that credit scene in Shang-Chi, they basically are like these rings are hella old.
Yeah, super old.
so old and not vibranium.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like off-world.
So yeah,
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to our Shang-Chi episode and see if we called that. Speaking of the MCU and the movie Shang-Chi, Eternals, these are just some of the recent films that have happened, and we got Hawkeye, the TV show, coming up next, November 24th, same week as Thanksgiving, so we'll come in and start reviewing that, and then, man, Spider-Man No Way Home, December 17th.
So close.
5 weeks.
Yep.
Countdown's on. The hype is getting real. We got our one more Spider-Man movie to go, and it is The Amazing Spider-Man 2 from Sony.
Yeah, there it is.
I think we should talk about this one next week.
Yeah. So no, let's do it now.
that makes sense.
You know what? Let's just power through.
All right.
Let's just, you know what? Throw it on.
So
I'm
Jamie
gonna have
Foxx.
to remember what happened 8 years ago when this came out.
Yeah, right. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna talk about it, and then we'll take our little Thanksgiving hiatus, and we'll come back, and we'll be primed and ready to talk about Hawkeye. And man, this was season 246. Doing it on Mondays, man, so much fun. Giggler, did you have a good time?
Always, baby.
Give the old squad the old sign off before we leave for the week.
I hope everyone enjoys their week as much as I'm about to.
I don't think they will.
No, not even close.
You got vacation. You're going to Nashville. Good for you, buddy.
I'm pumped. I've needed this for a long time.
Well,
So I'm gonna put it to good use.
give some advice to someone out there that also needs that time off. What do they need to do?
Yeah, definitely disconnect sometimes. All of our lives are too busy. Like I just feel like everyone I know is like so stressed out from work. Like the past year has taken a lot out of everyone, and I feel like everyone needs to just take some days off, disconnect from your job, and that's why they give you the time off to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take very good advantage of it this week.
You're going to do it, and you're going to do it hard.
Yes,
Good for you, brother.
Smashville, here I come.
That's right, man. Scotty Scoop, man, thanks for coming in again. I
Yeah.
can't believe that we've suckered you into being here this many weeks in a row. And
Oh, man.
doesn't sound like you're done.
No, I'll be back.
Nice.
Great time.
Yeah.
I was super excited to get in here today and talk about something fresh,
Something new.
something new, man. And it just keeps coming.
Yeah, it's been nice because we talk about new stuff, obviously, on the show. But whenever you like in the breaks, we've been doing the rewatches,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome.
Right.
But you're right. To get something fresh,
Yeah.
and then especially in today's world where it just looks amazing.
Yeah.
And when it's Marvel and you know that you're, even with the ratings across the board today,
Right.
we all had a good time.
Oh, yeah. Great time.
and to break
Entertainment.
it open on the show, man, you're right.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. So we'll have you back.
Yeah.
Help us wrap up the
Excited.
Spider-Man rewatch next week.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
And then you're welcome to come join us for Hawkeye, but I at
Yeah.
least need you in here for the Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, yeah. I got to close it out.
Yeah, we got to. We got to book in this thing.
Yeah.
And then 2023.
Whoa, we're going to skip a whole year?
Oh, sorry. I was playing that Cars game from earlier. It's mostly superheroes. Season
2023
2023.
version.
23.
But it's just coming
But
a year early.
Yeah, we just do it a year
We're just
early.
we're going to do it a year early.
But no, we got it. It's 2022. I mean, I guess it'll just be phase 4 continued.
Yeah, here we go.
And we'll have a whole nother schedule. I
Yeah,
gotta make a new slide.
Yeah, Thor. We got Thor. We got Morbius.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness.
Quantumania.
Oh, mama.
Quantumania.
Guys, we're not even close to done.
And who
Good.
knows what else?
Who knows what else? And I think we're all going to keep on doing it, man. Really appreciate you two for coming in here. PC Mike, special shout out to you. Carrie, shout out to you guys. The team here at Mostly Superheroes is on a roll. We're having a good time. If you can't hear it in our voices, we have electricity here in the basement. We got the new merch coming out. We got season 3 kicking off in January. We got upgrades coming to the studio. We got new content, new in-between content for you Patreon folks out there. Going to be doing a lot more of those coming up. And we just appreciate the hell out of you. We know that you have a lot of things out there to choose from, to listen to, and to watch. We talk about it every week on the show. So the fact that you keep showing up and hopefully enjoying yourself, hopefully learning something new, and hopefully we're helping you figure out this crazy walk of all the nerdy content for all us adults, for you kids out there, for you parents that are hoping to tie the gap between you and your kids. This is why we're here, man. We're here to air it out, keep having fun, keep talking about what we're watching, and keeping the variety going. And we'll do it next week at number 47. Come back to the basement here in St. Louis and join us again next week for Mostly Superheroes. And we'll see you next time. Take it easy.